I wouldn't do that shit now.
Okay.
Throw in the fucking person.
Are you sure you would?
That'd be on Pornhub now.
I'm gonna put it up there purposely.
I got paid, man.
Try to be Kim Kardashian. Make yourself famous. Have a sex video.
That's all it takes, apparently.
Yeah, if I have a badge, I'd pick. I can't make a second. Oh no! Fucking what's his name from
Bill
Saved
by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell did
But
it.
he was famous before.
He was already famous. Though.
And I don't know.
Screech.
Screech did it.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I mean, let's be honest. Nobody wants to see Screech naked. I'm not even a woman, and I can tell you that.
Okay.
But it put his name on the map again.
Rest in peace, Dustin Diamond.
Yeah, he did that.
Oh yeah, that's fuck. I forgot he's dead.
So he did make himself relevant.
Yeah, for like 3 minutes, and then
Good for him.
that is the circle of life, gentlemen. So guess what? When we get our 3 minutes of fame, everyone better take a nitric pill. At least I know.
What, a raging hard on?
No. All right, moving on.
It was Ken stopping.
Moving on. Topic last episode.
Yeah.
All right. There have been multiple protests via or because of the fact that the school boards have required mask mandates for these students. Now, I remember first hearing about this in particular in Harford County, which is our home county, mine and yours. Like, this is like a local kind of story, and then it took on like national precedence later on. That like 2 weeks ago, a lot of people protested outside of the Board of Education in Bel Air, which is obviously our county seat. That people don't need to be wearing masks, so on and so forth. Now, also on top of that, fast forward 2 weeks later, there was a student-led protest out in Colorado and the Tri-County area of like Denver and I guess Boulder and whatever the third county would be there. That the students organized this protest, which is amazing. And it was not only conducted between a high school, but there was also middle school involved. So, that is a wide range of ages of people who are just saying, fuck masks. We don't want to be wearing them. We don't feel like we need to be wearing them. So on and so forth. All this kind of, I mean, depending on which camp you're in, I mean, I'm of the opinion, it's your body, you do what you feel like is right for you. That's my personal
Free will. Free will.
free will, basically. Instead of this, I don't want to call it something that it's really not, but I want to call it something.
Tyranny?
Kind of. I mean, at some point in time, think about it. Okay, guess what? You came out with this vaccine and everything, right? And you know what? Guess what? It's still going around. Well over, at this point in time, I believe the number is 240 million Americans have received the vaccine. And it's still going around.
And they just gotta get booster shots.
Not only they had to.
That's a whole another issue.
You had to get 2 shots, then you had to get a 3rd shot, and now you have to get a booster shot every year. And Pfizer just came out with something where you got to take 2 pills a day. I mean,
Two pills.
yeah.
What? I didn't even hear about
two
that.
pills a day COVID. So I don't know. It's fucking. It's getting. It sounds like
It's
drug
ridiculous.
companies trying
It's
to make money with me
ridiculous.
at this point.
Yes, it's the way for, in my personal opinion, a way for the drug companies to bank on a public health crisis. And to me, that is just fucking disgusting. You should be ashamed if you are an executive at any one of these companies, not necessarily saying that you are taking profits, but if you are taking profits somewhere along the line off this COVID vaccine, or even, I don't even know anything about these pills, I haven't done the research, we can't verify that yet. You should just be ashamed of yourself as a human being. So, go fuck yourself.
I'm proud of people. I'm proud of people standing up for their rights, as long as it's done in a peaceful way.
As these protests have to.
Right. And none of them have been violent. The only violence during a mass protest was Antifa out in California attacking fucking people that are doing a no mask. But that's what they do anyways. I think they like the violence. They think they're doing something, but they're not. They're just fucking pissing people off. And any real group that stands up to them is just liable to kick the shit out of them because they're just a bunch of weak pussies. But I'm proud of people that stand up for their rights. It's very authoritarian the way that they're doing things. The lockdowns and the masks are edicts. They're not even real laws. No laws have been passed to wear masks. In my opinion, it's completely unconstitutional. The lockdowns, especially when they're telling people that they can't go to church, there is a specific section in the Constitution that says, in the First Amendment, that says people have a right to assembly.
That's true. But, I mean, they always prey upon this, fact of, underlying circumstances and all this fucking bullshit. Which, guess what? There's always some sort of underlying circumstance. Moving on, there, in the same general realm, what's your opinion on what in the fuck is happening in New York with these vaccine passports and the fact that you need one and be able to present one as well as identification, just in order to dine out, for an evening on town?
Completely out.
Doesn't that not seem authoritarian?
It 100% is. There's, all I can say is if
Would you call it
you don't
borderline
fuck,
fascist?
you need to stop electing these people into office that feel like that they have the right and ability to do something like this. And basically, they're just creating groups. They're creating
Vaccinated.
vaccinated and vaccinated.
Yeah.
But and also there's if you have like a disease or some reason, maybe you're pregnant and your doctor told you you shouldn't get the vaccine.
Right, they will still not let you
They
in,
will not
even
let
if you have a medical condition. That is correct. That is 100% correct. So basically, you cannot participate in society if you have an underlying health condition, which is not the premise that America, I believe, was brought up.
And the fact is that even if you have the vaccine, you can still be a carrier. You're not really stopping anything. You're just not feeling the symptoms.
Or the symptoms are as bad,
Right.
as they say, when you got the vaccine. But how do they know? They had the vaccine and they got it.
Well,
It honestly makes zero sense at all.
Okay, either way, well, first of all, it doesn't even matter whether the effects are lessened, as they say, that they are. You can still transmit the virus.
Right.
You can still be a carrier of the virus. You can still have the virus. You can still get the virus. I mean, realistically, what are you taking those 2 shots for? I'm still confused to this day.
Hey, Mr. Governor, I'm Pfizer. I'll give you $100 million if you can get everybody in your state vaccinated.
Hey, Mr. Pfizer, go fuck yourself. That's all it takes. Government people to say no to big fucking money. That's all it takes. Comments?
I think this whole COVID thing is getting out of fucking hand.
It's been out of hand.
Yeah.
What do you mean, getting out of hand? It's been out of hand.
To not allow people
Fucking 2 years. We're going on 2 years.
to participate in society. Basically telling them that
I mean, it's crazy with this vax passport thing
Yeah.
they got going on in New York. I mean,
you can't force people to do anything like that. And the fact that it's going on and no one's getting in trouble for it is
very valid point. Very valid points. And, you know, we could possibly bring these up in the future. Your bubbles. It's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Enough said. It's fucked up.
Sounds like a Black Mirror episode. I don't know if you guys ever watched Black Mirror.
I have not.
It's a really good show. I think it's on Netflix. It might still be on Netflix.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. It's basically how technology and the future can affect the world. In my opinion, it's like what's the show?
Twilight Zone?
It's like a new age Twilight Zone.
Yeah. All right. My personal opinion is, well, I'm pretty sure I just shared it. Both of them. I think this whole COVID thing is fucking. People just kind of like blow it out of proportion to an extent. Granted, there are reasons to be concerned about everything, but at the same point in time, not enough people are realistically dying over it. And, the fact that they want you to get this vaccine, the fact that they have not long-term tested this vaccine, and then the fact that on top of that, you can still get the fucking virus even if you have gotten the vaccine.
Taking away your privileges.
It sounds like a money and power grab. Somewhere along the way, we probably haven't exactly figured out from who or what yet. But at some point in time, it will get flushed out. That is my personal opinion. It will be a relatively unpopular one, but so be it. Good? Anything else?
No.
Glad to.